pretty much every single man, when they first went through puberty, experienced probably voluntary, uncontrollable erections, right? So when you first hit puberty, you would notice you'd be bored in math class. Kind of sleepy, a little tired, wanting to just doze off, and you would get an erection. It would be spontaneous. It wouldn't even have to be connected to a sexual thought at all. That's because your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system, was starting to be activated. What that means is that your body was saying, this is a relaxed, comfortable environment. I'm kind of bored. There isn't any environmental threat that I have to deal with. Therefore, this is a time to be off duty. And that rest and digest or feed and breed system kicks off. If you've taken a test in math class, during that test, you didn't get an erection because your body experienced a level of stress and anxiety, and as a result, it shifted gears from rest and digest into fight or flight. It thinks that it is fighting for or running away for its life. And so it is trying to help you. But what happens during that process of central nervous system activation is that a number of physiological changes start to take place. Your body is going to start to pool all the blood to your most essential organs to keep you alive. So that's your heart, your brain, and your lungs. And in those moments, guess what your body doesn't consider an essential part of your body to keep blood flow going to? Your erection. It's a beneficial mechanism from an evolutionary standpoint, but it's not serving you in the here and now because that nervous, anxious energy is activating your nervous system, and as a result, your erection is struggling. Another thing is an increased tension in your muscles. If you think of your muscles, especially your stomach is exposing lots of vital organs, but when you clench your stomach, it's protected by a layer of muscle. So your body is thinking that it is protecting you from the threat that your mind is acknowledging, which is that anxiety and worry. The downside of this is that, one, you are trapping blood flow in the muscle. So when you flex a muscle, you're actually restricting the blood flow. And this happens in particular in the pelvic floor, which is the group of muscles that if you were to cut urination in the middle of the stream, your pelvic floor is going to be clenched. So it's going to restrict blood flow to your erection, thinking that it's helping you, and also because all these other muscle groups are clenched, you're going to be dealing with less blood flow overall. So as a result, blood flow being needed for an erection, you're going to deal with some setbacks there. And that is going to have a direct impact on your ability to get an erection. And so you have to figure out how to retrain your body so that your nervous system regulation isn't running the show, and instead you're able to actively engage your parasympathetic nervous system. What we're going to do is something called progressive muscle relaxation. One of the areas that I want you to focus on specifically as we are going through this exercise is each time you release, I want you to release tension in your whole body, but I really want you to track your pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor is the group of muscles that clenches down in your groin, and it's the group of muscles that if you were to stop urinating in the middle of the stream, you would clench that muscle group, or if you're trying to squeeze in a fart. So that muscle group that you contract is your pelvic floor. We're going to try to relax your pelvic floor as much as possible because the more relaxed it is, the more it can regulate arousal and let blood flow in and out as is appropriate for the situation. So, how do we begin progressive muscle relaxation as an exercise? I like to close my eyes and I start with a few full deep belly breaths. I'm going to start just with my toes and I'm going to tense 3, 2, 1, and release the tension in my toes. Next, I'm going to tense my feet and my toes and tense. 3, 2, 1, and release that tension, letting my body go slack. Next, I'm going to tense my calves and my shins, my ankles and my feet and my toes, and tense. 3, 2, 1, and release. Next, I'm going to tense my pelvic floor, that group of muscles that we talked about just a moment ago, my hips, my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads, my calves, my shins, my ankles, my feet, and my toes, and tense. 3, 2, 1, and release. Next, I'm going to tense my stomach and my lower back, my pelvic floor, my hips, my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads, my ankles, shins, calves, toes, feet, everything from basically the rib line down. And tense. 3, 2, 1, and release that tension. Next, we're going to tense our hands and our forearms, our arms and our shoulders, our chest, our back, our stomach, our hips, the pelvic floor, our legs, our feet, and our toes, everything from the neck down, and tense. 3, 2, 1, and release. As a final one, I'm going to have you bring your shoulders up to your ears. You're going to scrunch up your face and your forehead, your scalp, your neck, your arms, your hands, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your stomach, the pelvic floor, your hips, your legs and your feet and your toes, your whole body, and we're going to tense. 3, 2, 1, and just release all of the tension your body might be holding. Take a few breaths before opening your eyes. A few full belly breaths.